Hello, lovely viewers. You're welcome to another episode of the Ask Pastor Sunday. It's always an exciting time, a wonderful time, a great privilege to be sitting at the feet of Pastor to learn from him. It's always a blessing, mind-blowing, it's revolutionary. So, if you are here, I would say you're among the lucky few that is going to be blessed by this wonderful wisdom today. So just stay put with us while you invite all your friends, call your loved ones to join us. And you send in your questions. If there is any question that you have that has been bothering you, please be so kind to yourself and to your destiny to send in your questions to Pastor. And Pastor is going to do justice to all your questions today. As fast as you send your question, as I told you earlier, that is how we are going to attend to it. I don't know if you're familiar with that word, first come, first serve. That's what will be on the show today. So please send in your questions. So, pastor@sundayadelajablog.com. That's the email. Or you can leave your question actually as a comment under this video you're seeing, or send your questions to Pastor's YouTube page. Leave it in the comment section. That is Sunday Adelaja Official. Once again, you could send your question to pastor@sundayadelajablog.com. That is the email. Or leave it as a comment under the YouTube page of Pastor Sunday Adelaja Official. Or better still, leave it as a comment under this video, and Pastor will be ready to answer all your questions on any topic, on any area that you don't have clearance with. Pastor is here today, dedicating 1 whole hour to us to answer every question you might have. So send in your questions as fast as possible. And I don't know if you have been following Pastor or not, but if you have not been following Pastor on social media, please be so kind to yourself, I say again, because it's actually of a benefit to you to follow Pastor on all his social media pages so you can be blessed by the wisdom Pastor is sharing every day. If you have not liked Pastor's Facebook page yet, or you're not following him, please go to Pastor's Facebook page. It's Pastor Sunday Adelaja, and like his Facebook page. Also subscribe to his notifications so you can be getting his notifications anytime he comes online. I don't know if you're aware, Pastor comes online for live Facebook teaching every day, twice daily. So if you have not been joining that program, if you are not aware of it, please just like Pastor's page, and also get in, place a notification for yourself. Subscribe to the notification so anytime Pastor comes, you get the notification. The times Pastor come in at 7:30 a.m. and 7 p.m. UK, that's British time and Nigerian time, 9:30 a.m., 9 p.m. Kyiv time, 2:30 a.m., and 2 p.m. Eastern Daily Time, that's American time. So please, if you've not been following us for this program, I don't even need to tell you. Maybe you could just go to see some of the videos and see the comments of those who have been blessed by those messages. Then you'll be convinced that this is a place you need to be. I haven't said that. What are you waiting for? Just go ahead and like Pastor's page now. Also, do your setting, get the notification, subscribe to that notification. The moment Pastor comes live, you get the notification. If you don't know about Pastor's blog too, Pastor has a wonderful blog where you can enrich yourself every day. It's SundayAdelajablog.com. On that blog, you have access to over 500 free messages from Pastor, both video blogs, audio messages, different sets of articles that will be a great blessing to your life. So subscribe to that page. Also, Pastor has a YouTube page called Sunday Adelaja Official. If you are not following Pastor on YouTube, please join Pastor. Subscribe to that page now, Sunday Adelaja Official, and be an addict follower of Pastor. Pastor is always uploading messages on his YouTube page. So if you subscribe to his YouTube page, you'll be able to get notifications anytime Pastor comes on. So make sure you're following Pastor on all his social medias. Don't be left out on anyone. I mean, any one of them. Like I will always say, follow Pastor bomber to bomber, and you will not regret you did. I have not seen anyone who have come in contact with Pastor or who have sat at his feet to learn that regretted they did. Even those who did not understand him or were angry at first, when they get to meet him and listen to his wisdom, by the time they get their transformation, they are always grateful that they did. So I don't want you to be left out. I don't want to be selfish. So I'm inviting you to come and drink from this wonderful pot I've been privileged to drink from, and thousands from the world, all over the world, have been blessed with. So go ahead, like Pastor's Facebook page, like his YouTube page, follow Pastor also on his Twitter. It is Pastor_official. Also follow Pastor on his Instagram at Sunday_Adelaja. All these Facebook and all the social media platforms are from Pastor, and on all these platforms, Pastor is always dishing out wisdom, teachings that will be of a great blessing to you. So my dear viewers, please, if I need to beg you, I'm going to beg you, just join Pastor, follow him on all these channels I have mentioned, and your life will not remain the same. Finally, before we get into our show today, I want to let you know, Pastor is already seated, but I want to tell you, I don't know if you have a copy of Pastor's latest book yet. It's called Who Am I? Yes. You know, last week I was saying I got my own copy and I was going to devour it. Yes, I did. If you've not gotten your copy yet, hurry up to go get your copy. It's actually an amazing book. I'm not just saying, but it's life transforming. The book is very practical. It has some practical skills, some questions. If you're going to follow the book, read it, and answer all those questions, I can tell you that by the end of the day, you are going to discover your purpose. Not just discovering your purpose, but you're going to know how to fulfill it, what to do, how to go about your calling, even when you don't have the resources. My dear, this is a book to handle. Even if you think you've discovered your calling, it will be a great help to you to help others with this book. So go get it. It's not just about discovering your purpose. It's loaded. I can't begin to tell you everything this book contains, but it's actually a wonderful book. You don't want to miss out. So for you to have a copy of this wonderful book, please, you can get it on Amazon and Kindle. On okadabooks.com for those who are in Nigeria, or smashwords.com. Where did I say you can get it again? Amazon and Kindle, okadabooks.com for those in Nigeria, smashwords.com. So you don't have any excuse why you shouldn't have a copy of this book. Most of the questions people ask, and those who have been confused about their destiny, their purpose, pursuing their calling, you have the answers to all those questions in this book. So do well to get the book, and also recommend it to all your friends and loved ones so they can share and partake in the blessing and the wisdom of Pastor. So I hope you're ready for today's show. I am excited. I don't know about you, but I know it's going to be another hot time with Pastor this evening. So tighten your seatbelt, invite all your friends, call all your loved ones, and let us begin on the ride. We are about to go to Pastor now. But before I go, have you sent in your question yet? I almost forgot. Wow. Do you know that the History Makers training is coming very soon, just around the corner? History Makers training, HMT, the training that has raised more giants than you can imagine. Make a date with State Destiny for the 6th or the 12th of November 2016, and Pastor will be on ground to train you, teach you on different topics, on different areas, not just about ministry. It's not a training for just pastors, but people from all walks of life. It is a training that will not leave your life the same. So I am calling on you, friends, to join us in Ukraine here, Kyiv, for the 6th to the 12th of November, and Pastor will be here to take all those trainings and all those teachings. And I want to promise you, you're not going to leave the same. Yes. Why did I have so much confidence? Because I am a product of HMT, and I know after HMT, I was not the same. So come drink from that pot. Come listen to Pastor. I know you've listened to him for those who have been following Pastor on social media, but it's not going to be the same when you're going to be physical with Pastor one-on-one and have this intensive training. So make plans to make that training. It's actually, I call it a date with destiny. For the 6th to the 12th. It is worth going, it's worth attending, it's something that is worth investing in. So having said that, viewers, I think it's time for us to go into the wonderful show for today. So let's get to Pastor. Good evening, Pastor.
Evening.
You're welcome.
Thank you.
Nice to have you today.
Same.
I am so excited about the show today. So it's always a wonderful time to learn at your feet. There is always something new. You know, it's never the same. The revelation is always new. There is always something you have to learn every day and every time. We have the privilege to learn at your feet. Thank you so much for what you're doing.
I think that is what preparation does for people.
Yes.
And also friendship with God rather than religiously believing. It could be in a Christian, but just be friend with God and walk with Him.
Wow.
So you are not under the limitation of religion or something like that, traditions.
And you've been doing some kind of radical topics on your life teachings this week. What is the purpose? Why do you choose to treat those topics? Maybe you would have just chosen to treat something that is minor or something that people are, conversant with, but rather you're going for the one that will be, provoking. And will I say, why exactly do you choose those topics?
No, it evolves by itself.
Okay.
What happened is that somebody asked me maybe a week ago or 2 weeks ago about unemployment, about people who are unemployed in Nigeria, where I come from, and that things are bad because of unemployment. So I was just trying to treat that. I'm still treating that up to now.
Wow. So this
I'm
whole
still answering.
series,
Yeah, it's just answering that one question.
I guess people are really very, offensive about, especially the topic of today of don't pray for revival. Wow. Don't pray for revival. You said, I don't pray for revival, and I don't advise you to pray for revival. People are really finding it difficult to swallow that pill, because the masses have been taught to actually pray for revival. Revival is something of the Spirit, and here you are telling us not to pray for revival. We should go and do revival. So how come that concept?
Well, it's not. I hope I'll be able to write a book on that one day.
Okay.
That is, how do I say? That is a different topic for another day. That was not really my topic. That was just the title. But the point I was just trying to make in that message was that, we need laborers. Only laborers make things happen.
Okay.
And that either it is revival, or it is blessing, or it is just any kind of blessing that you need, or it's development of a country, or it is prosperity, or anything, that it is hard work that brings it to pass, from revival to prosperity.
Great. It was an awesome message. I really, 100% accept it. I agree with you, Pastor. It's the truth, and it's actually amazing. It's amazing.
I'm just trying to teach people to think with their head and to read the Bible not from the mirrors, and not from of what they have been taught, and not for the interpretation of some people that they had inherited. But I want them to read it with their own eyes and with their own brain. Most of the time when we read the Bible or when we hear preachings, we are not actually looking for what God says. We are looking for the pastor to say something that aligns with what I already know.
Interesting. Wow.
So
anything outside what I know is already out of my comfort zone. My flesh, probably I react.
But in the right sense, you are supposed to be listening to messages, not to look for what you don't know.
Oh, interesting. Wow. That's a nice concept there, Via. So anytime you hear something you don't know, instead of fighting against it immediately, just sit back and be ready to learn. Put on the cap of the learning spirit so you can always get benefits from every topic at hand. So, Pastor, let's move to our question today. You already have a lot of questions here. So, this person is saying, how important is food to life? If food is important to life, then why would you say cooking is mundane and of less importance?
I think the message, you were talking about my message, about my wife, so. Why my wife doesn't cook and why I don't drive. The message there also was not about cooking, and it's not about food.
No, it's about a statement you made while preaching. You said that cooking is, that you're not going to let your wife do a mundane chores as cooking. So the person is saying, if food is important, why will you call cooking mundane?
It is a matter of comparative analysis.
Okay.
if I'm going to compare the value of my wife and her life
Yes.
and her value to the value of food,
Yes.
it's not what she should do.
Okay.
Someone else could do that.
Beautiful. So,
Comparative analysis, comparing the value of the two, the importance of the two, is not honorable to make a king to be carrying goods on the head to the market. It's not the role of a king.
yes.
There are slaves for that, or there are people who are meant to do that,
Okay.
but not kings.
Okay.
So when it comes to cooking, the value, you don't ask Bill Gates to be coming to clean your yard for you, to employ him to clean your compound for you.
Okay.
It's not, the comparative analysis doesn't just for the value, it is different.
Okay.
So I'm just trying to underline the value that I place upon my wife and upon any individual that is on that level, that they should do something that corresponds with their value rather than anything that the tradition, where the tradition has locked them in to be.
Okay, but I think one of the things that's actually challenging to people, some people are of the school of thought that no matter how successful a woman is, no matter what level you've gotten, even if you have cooks and all that, the wife still has to serve the husband as a role of honor or a show of love or humility and all that. So what's your take?
Why the husband? Why or the husband? She's a human being, and the other people in the house are also human beings. If she could serve her husband, she could also serve other people. She could serve anybody else, any human being that is there. And also any human being could serve the husband. And also her husband could serve her too. She's just a human being whom God lives in. And I am a human being whom God lives in as well. So that is what is the value of a man. It's not in what position they are occupying, but it is in the value of who they are. But just being human, carrying the image and the likeness of God is what makes the wife to be human. And that's why they are equal partners in marriage. Okay. He didn't marry a slave. She didn't sign in to become a slave to the husband when she gets married. Okay. They are partners, they are friends. Okay. So he could cook sometimes, she could cook sometimes, she could serve sometimes, but he also should could serve her sometimes. Why is it that only the wife should show honor? And that's what I don't understand. You say as a sign of honor, if that's what some people believe, that the wife should cook or serve food as a sign of honor to the husband.
Yes.
Good. If that is a way of expressing that honor, let her do it. But what about the husband expressing honor to her too? If he deserves to receive honor from her, won't she deserve to receive honor as well from him? Are they not husband and wives?
Okay.
Are they not sleeping together as equal? When they sleep together, don't they sleep together as equal? When they get married, didn't their husband ask for the hand of the wife? Didn't he humble himself to ask? Why should that stop? That humility has to continue as well in marriage on a daily basis. So it's not just the wife that's supposed to honor the husband. It's supposed to be mutual. The Bible says in Ephesians chapter, people are always referring to that, Ephesians chapter 5 verse 22, that husband love your wife, and wives submit to your husbands as unto the Lord. That Ephesians 5:22. But why should people just get stuck with that Ephesians chapter 5 verse 22? That Ephesians verse 22 says women should submit to their husband as to the Lord. But that is verse 22. Just before that verse 22, in verse 21, it says, submit therefore one to another. Okay. Before the wife is told to submit to the husband must learn to submit to her as well.
Okay.
Read it in your Bible. It's there in that Bible. I tell you, it's there.
Yes.
Yes. If they open it, they'll say, not just in my Bible, in their Bible too.
Yeah.
So that the husband should learn to submit to the wife to the husband. Then the final analysis, when decisions are being made, then she submits to his decision as the head.
Okay. Wow. Great. So I believe if you're the one that asked that question, Pastor has done justice to your question. It's not as if Pastor is against cooking, but he is saying that though another person can do the cooking while the wife attends to other important issues like self-development and equipping herself, fulfilling her calling, instead of spending so many hours, wasteful hours in the kitchen when someone else can do it. So if you can delegate duties, why not delegate the duties that are delegatable if you have the means to do so, and do the ones that only you can do? I believe that is what I understood from all this analysis. So if
she's free to cook, she can cook. If she likes to cook, if she has the time. But if she has more important things to do, that's what we are talking about.
So, awesome, Pastor. Thank you for that answer. The second question says, how would you bring up a child with the right value system of life when eventually he does not need to clean his room, prepare his meal, wash his clothes, wash his cars, and do other house chores because his parents are worthy enough to pay for those things because they are of less importance? Probably what he knows how to do is just eat and attend to business that is more productive and will put money in his pocket because money adds better value, sir. Is that what you advocate for?
No, I didn't talk about children.
Okay.
I talk about my wife. My wife. I don't talk about my daughter or my sons. They clean. They don't just clean their room. They clean the house. They do what they need to do to leave. But I'm talking about my wife.
Okay. So, in other words, chores should be a necessary part of children's life.
Definitely. No, not everything. They should know how to do everything. It's not that my wife doesn't know how to cook too. She knows how to do everything. But when time comes.
Yeah, I get it. Wow. Okay, so they should know how to do everything. So they are not doing it not because they don't know how to do it, but because they have other things that are more important to do. Interesting. I believe you got your answer. Then the third person said, Pastor Sunday, I watched one of the episodes of Ask Pastor Sunday where you talked about a visitation of Jesus and where he showed you 25 things he wanted you to change in Nigeria. We are waiting and praying eagerly for your coming to Nigeria, as we believe that the same reformation you pioneered in Ukraine can be duplicated here in Nigeria. Pastor, please, can you share with us who are preparing to work with you when you come to Nigeria some of these areas Jesus instructed you to change in Nigeria and how we can work with you in changing those areas?
Well, if you are following my video and Ask Pastor Sunday, you've probably heard a lot of the videos I've done. I've done different kind of videos on different titles. You already got some of them. Go and work on those ones first. Okay. And then you'll be able to know the rest. After you have done at least work on one. You don't say you've not had one. Okay. And the most important thing you have to do, I have a whole video that says, what should people who are expecting me should be expecting? Okay. So go and listen to that video and follow the instructions there. Okay. If you don't have it, if you have not seen it, go to sundayadelajablog.com. You will see it there. Or to YouTube, Sunday Adelaja Official, you will see it there. Nigeria. Yeah.
So, dear viewer, if you're the person that asked that question, please, Pastor has just answered you. Go to his blog. There is a whole video Pastor did on that question you asked now about what those who are expecting or waiting for him in Nigeria should do, what they should be doing while waiting for him. And there are other videos he has dealt with different areas. And if you have been following his live series too, you should have known some of those areas. But go look for that particular video either on his blog, SundayAdelajablog.com, or his YouTube page, Sunday Adelaja Official. Thank you, Pastor, for the answer. This person said, how do you build up a Sunday message? How long and when do you feel you are ready? Do you have to rehearse the message?
Yeah, if you are a beginner, and if you are a young pastor, you are a beginner, you have to do your best to be at your very, very top. Not just if you are a beginner, anytime. You must always be on top of your game. So for you to be able to master that message and to be able to deliver it masterfully, of course you have to rehearse it, not just one time. You have to rehearse it, know it by hand, by head. You know the illustrations you are going to use. Go through it. Don't just go there. If you are not prepared, then you don't deserve to be listened to. Your preparation determines how much you deserve to be listened to.
Wow, interesting. That's awesome. So be ready, be overqualified.
Yes.
Get the message into you, then you can deliver it properly.
Yes.
Thank you, Pastor, for that answer. This person says, does a Christian necessarily need to dress and look like worldly people to win them for Jesus?
No. You don't even need to dress at all. If you want, you can dress. If you don't need to dress, you don't need to dress. If you want to win people, it is the amount of God that you carry in yourself that will help you to win people. And also the amount of skills that you have developed. I heard that there is a fad in Nigeria now that people are saying packaging. They call something packaging. Okay. Everybody is dressing and they are nothing. They are empty inside. No skills, no professionalism, no knowledge, no wisdom, no understanding, nothing. Just empty inside. But dressing up and every attention is placed at what you wear. Everybody is dressing as if they are millionaires when they don't even have cents or naira in their pocket, talk less of dollar. So, you know, I don't believe in that kind of. I think your dressing should rather correspond with your inner content. So if you are beautiful inside, then you have to be beautiful outside. But if you are not beautiful inside, I don't care for your beauty outside. If you are wise and you are loaded inside, then you can afford either not to even wear anything self. You will still be loaded. But if you decide to wear something that will correspond or communicate your real status inside, then it's fair because you are really like that. You are not deceiving anybody. But when you just wearing something and dressing as if you're a bank manager when you are just a cleaner in the toilet, you know, I don't understand that. If it's package or whatever they call it, I don't know who is teaching you people those kind of packaging. I think we should rather live from inside out rather than from outside in.
Okay. I think what this person is saying, it's basically dressing to be accepted, like probably you want to go and minister to an unbeliever. You know, they said the way you appear matters. You are addressed the way you are addressed the way you're dressed. So this person is saying, is it necessary to dress like them? Maybe some people might bring the concept of Paul saying, when I'm in Rome, I behave like the Romans to win the Romans over and all that. So is it necessary to dress like the unbelievers just to win them over, to get their attention to Christ?
That's exactly what I'm saying. If you are loaded with God, you are already dressed.
Okay.
If you are dressed with God, you are loaded with God. You don't need any external dress to impress anybody.
Okay. Good. Thank you.
You can also dress if you want, but not necessarily compromising your status or lowering your standard to become like unbelievers. You don't need to use them as your own standard. I can appear anywhere, anyhow, the way I am now, or even with a T-shirt, you know, like my program, television program, this live streaming I'm doing. I wear anything I want, anytime. Just what I feel like. I wear a T-shirt, I can wear a sports dress, I can wear. I don't even think about it because it is my content will speak for me. The same thing if I'm going to meet with president. Just see this, the guy who was in Nigeria the other day, Mark Zuckerberg. Yeah, he was just in T-shirt and something because he knows who he is. He knows his content. It doesn't matter he's going to meet with different people or something. If you want, you can wear a suit, but it does just what you are comfortable with. If you are loaded inside, that will convince any unbeliever. Don't use unbeliever to be your standard. Don't use unbeliever to be the one that is dictating to you how you should appear. No, appear how you want to appear.
Wow, wow, wow. So Pastor is saying you should live from inside out. The way you look should reflect who you are on the inside. So the unbeliever should, or their dressing status quo shouldn't be your standard for dressing, yes, but rather be more concerned about your content, and that will cover up. That is not, you know, stopping the fact that you have to look good, but let it be what you want and how you want to look, not necessarily the standard of the unbelievers.
Right.
Thank you so much, Pastor, for that. So this person is saying, what can church do to tackle terrorism in our nation, Nigeria?
Oh, I think I already gave a video. I don't know if they have released the video already. I've already answered this question.
Okay.
About Boko Haram and about the militants.
Okay.
I'm sure it is on our video, YouTube, or my blog.
Okay. On how the church could tackle
how I would tackle it.
They are asking how the church in Nigeria can tackle it.
I see myself as part of the church in Nigeria because I don't see the church in Nigeria doing anything about it. So I want to do it.
Okay. So if you're the one that asked that question, I can remember vividly well, Pastor did a video on that. So please go look for the video on Pastor's blog, Sunday Adelaja blog.com, or go to his YouTube page, Sunday Adelaja Official. Don't mind me that I'm laughing so much. I'm excited. It's amazing. So go get that. So exactly those things that Pastor said he would do, that is what the church is supposed to be doing, because Pastor is putting himself in the position of the churches in Nigeria.
I was getting you excited. My answers.
Yeah, your answers and your approach, it's dynamic. It's awesome. Yeah.
Dynamic?
Yes, I think so. It's not just, it's more like each time you answer, it's not what I'm expecting to hear. It just comes out of
even you. All day.
Yeah, so please.
But you that's why the fact that you know me, still is, you are still getting surprised.
Pastor, he's always new with you. That's interesting.
But that's how God is. He's new every day. He's new every morning. Yeah. That's what the loving kindness of His and His nature. God is new every day. And if you work on yourself, you'll be like God. Work allows you to be new every day.
Wow. Yeah,
it's just like that onion.
Yeah.
The layer, new layer every time. Every time you get a new layer.
That's great. That's great.
A revelation of yourself each time you open your mouth.
Wow. Interesting, Pastor. We are learning. And we are not only learning, we are putting it to work.
Yeah, and the question then I think should be in your mind right now is that when we will get to know you fully, or when we will catch up.
Oh. Well, I know it's a process because you didn't get here one day, basically. So, yeah.
That's what my pastors here, Ukrainian pastors, say. They say each time we think we have no pastor, he comes up new again. They say we have been following me for 20-something years, and they cannot get to something we have discovered this man.
Wow, Pastor, I think that's one great quality of a leader, basically. One quality you have that is actually very amazing, because I believe if every leader have those qualities, then they won't be afraid of losing their followers, basically, because they are always a step ahead of those who are following them, and each time their people come, there's always something new to learn. So they are always pulled to listen to him and everything. But when you get to a point that your followers begin to catch up with you and there is nothing new, definitely it's just natural at a point, you want to relent.
Yeah,
but
all my people are always saying, each time you come around, Pastor, you know that you don't know anything.
That's true, Pastor.
I said one of them said it's a big deception to think that now I got him. I know. I know the teacher. I know what he knows. I know. He said it's a big deception.
Yes. Yeah.
And some people who are watching my daily broadcast, maybe we have a friend, a common friend, Ireti.
Okay.
The reason why she said I shouldn't do daily broadcast like that, especially 2 times a day, is because she was so afraid for me.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because she's a pastor, but I just pity, and I'm afraid for your reputation. I said, what's about my reputation? Because if you are going to be coming every day, 2 times a day, you will not have anything to say anymore. You will be repeating yourself soon, and then people, you'll be saying the same thing again. People will just lose honor and respect for you.
She doesn't know you. Wow.
I'll be there every day.
Wow, that's awesome, Pastor. It's amazing. It's actually something that we should all emulate and strive to be that, especially if we are leaders or if we are intending leaders. It's amazing. Your work ethics, the way you keep improving yourself, developing yourself, and always ahead and on top, of everything you have to do, and knowing something about everything. There is actually, I don't know if I would say there is something you don't know nothing about. So yeah, it's wonderful, and I believe it's something we should practice as those who are learning out of your feet. And for our fellow viewers too, those who are pastors lovers. So this is one angle of pastor you want to key into, to always be ahead, to always have something new every day. It's always amazing with pastor. There is always something new. When you hear him on this topic, it's like, wow, he's an expert in that topic. Wow, he's good. This is his area. Then wait until you get to hear him on the next topic. Then you're like, wow, this is his area. And each time I look at the comments, some people are every day, this one will say, wow, this is my best message. Then the next day, another person will say, this is my best message. So every message is becoming best. For some people, this one is my best. So at the point, I'm like, I don't have a best because all is best. So there is something always new to learn. That is why you cannot afford to miss any of the sessions Pastor is doing every day, my dear viewers.
And the secret behind it is simple. It's because every message is my best.
Okay.
That's the secret.
Okay, what does that mean?
That means that every message I prepare it to be the best message ever.
Okay.
Every message I'm speaking on, I speak it as if it's going to be my best and last message.
Wow. Wow. So hard work and details. Wow.
So it doesn't matter which one you take. I don't even know which one is better or which one. Some people are always asking me, advise us, what are the messages you want us to listen to? What are the top something message? I don't have top message. Anyone you listen to, you're in trouble.
Interesting. Wow. Wow. So
even the ones people don't say is the best, it's because of their mood at that time. If they go to listen again, they will discover it's the best also. Or maybe they were not very attentive, maybe they were, but by the time they go to really pay attention, they'll say, wow, yes, it is so.
Well, Pastor, how do you a lot of people have these questions, right? Basically, I want to put myself in the position of the viewers, and I need to represent them and be a voice to them. How do you manage with time? How can you say that every message, okay, for instance, you're coming on live on Facebook twice a day, and I know I am here, and I know you have so much to do and so many things you're doing. So how can you confidently say that each of the message you preach it as your best? So how do you manage your time? How are you able to do that, plus all the other things you have to attend to, both in Ukraine and outside Ukraine? How do you cope?
Okay, for example, let's say this morning,
yes,
I needed to preach. I finished the program I did yesterday night.
Okay.
And let's say I get to bed around 2 o'clock because I need to do other international calls, conference calls, business meetings, and things like that. So around 2 o'clock, I'm ready to go to bed, or 1 o'clock. At that time, I just say, okay, I finished with the physical business, the business of the day.
Okay.
And I know tomorrow is starting. And since tomorrow is starting with my message,
yes,
tomorrow, I don't go to bed anyway until I go to my message that I will preach tomorrow morning.
It doesn't matter how you're feeling or how tired you are.
Yeah, I have to go through it. And once I do that, I make sure that I rehearse it in my mind. I put it there. I think about it. I meditate about it, pray about it. Then I go to sleep.
Wow.
Then once I wake up, I also know I'm going to preach after that. So I pray, I stay in the presence of God, and I go back to the message again.
Wow.
And I go again, refreshing my mind, and I see again, picture it again, and then, I'll be ready to go.
Interesting. Wow. Wow, so it's all about priorities.
Yes. Then in the afternoon, in the evening, no matter what I do, after I finish the morning session, I find time. Of course, I've already prepared, like the one I will preach in the evening. I've already prepared it, maybe a day or two before, or 3. But that day, I will still find during the day, after the morning session, the time to go, just be alone, and go through the one for the evening. Even while in the midst of people and everything, things happening, I will still do that.
The ability to multitask and focus, right?
Yes, yeah.
That has a role to play too.
Yeah, but when I go to toilet, I do that.
Wow.
When
So there is actually always a time for it.
Yes.
It's not affecting your
when
other
I'm
schedules.
eating, I do it.
Wonderful. That's great, Pastor. I believe you've gotten a strategy from that. Yeah, this person is asking, Pastor. He said, what can the church do to regain their power and to really operate under the control of the Holy Spirit like the apostles or like the days of the apostles?
I mentioned all that in my series on prayers,
okay,
in my series on the church, then in my series on the kingdom.
Okay.
Done so many series, eh?
A lot. A lot.
You remember there was a series on prayer?
Yes.
That is how to operate like the apostles.
Yes.
Then there was a series on the church.
Yes.
That's how to operate like that was in the church.
Yes.
Then there is a series on the kingdom, how to operate like the apostles out there. So instead of me to just say one or two words here, it's better to enrich themselves and take the time and go and listen.
Wow.
If the person is really hungry.
Okay, basically. So that would do more justice. So Pastor is saying, go back to Pastor's blog. It's SundayAdelajablog.com. Pastor has done so many series, and in other series, he touched different areas on how that could be done. So if you are really hungry, Pastor is saying, please go back to Pastor's blog, SundayAdelajablog.com, and listen to these messages. Listen to it until it becomes flesh, and you begin to live it. Or you can go to Pastor's YouTube page, Sunday Adelaja Official. That video is already there. The series is already there. Listen to it as much as you can, as many as you need. That very question is answered in almost all those videos. I believe your life will not remain the same after you finish those messages, if you do. So this person is asking, Pastor, why are you not preaching at your church again?
I preach at my church. I'm preaching here every Sunday. Okay. And I'm going to be preaching, we have different order of church.
Okay.
Okay. Number one is we have 45 churches in Kyiv.
Okay.
And the idea is we have every church as a local church.
Okay.
So I've been preaching for 20-something years. Mm-hmm. And so I'm planning to move back to Africa.
Yes.
And can you imagine if I'm the one preaching in all the churches, or even to the church in general, I'm the one preaching, and then I need to go to Africa. Can you imagine what kind of devastation that will be?
Yeah.
Wisdom says, withdraw, let the people rather get used to their local pastors, so that when I go, it will not be traumatic for people, but it will be more, they will have been used to their pastors now. But I will still be doing general programs for the church in general. Okay, for example, from October, I will do leadership training in October, but that's not for foreigners. That's just for our people here.
Okay.
So, and then in October also, from October also, before I go, I will be doing anointing service again. Okay. Just to strengthen, to give them a change. The anointing service is just once a month anyway. Okay. I will not be doing anything more. Maybe I will still be, I do here every Sunday preaching. We call it fellowship. I will still be doing that as well. But I don't want to do anything that will gratify my own self-gratification now. Yes. That will gratify or something today, but kill tomorrow. Okay. But I should rather be wise to place my action in such a way that it will build tomorrow, even if it's going to have some discomfort for some people today, but it will build tomorrow.
Interesting. That's wisdom, Pastor.
You see, it depends on what you know.
Yes.
Everything depends on what you know.
Wow.
But if you want to see me preach in church, you'll see many videos. I have thousands of. You go to YouTube, you see enough there.
Wow.
But my focus now is Africa, really, not just international, but Africa. Okay. That is my tomorrow, and I'm preparing the ground for it. Wow. I've already given so much to Ukraine. And even while I'm doing my live program, some people come on there and write in Russian language that I should. Why don't I preach in Russian to them? I said, that is a silly question. I'm sorry. Why don't I preach in Russian to them? The whole world was deprived just because I was preaching only in Russian. All these years, my preachings were mainly in Russian. I don't even have, you can say I don't even have preachings in English compared to the amount of preachings I have in Russian. That's right. Even you that were living here, you couldn't hear me preach in English.
Yes, That's true.
Okay, that's the kind of person I am. I'm very focused. So when I'm preaching to the Ukrainian or Russian people, I do it like I did it for 20 years, no stop, no break. Now that I'm doing it for foreigners, at least give them a break. Give them some opportunity to hear me out a little bit. I've not even preached a year yet in English. Just 4 months. It's still very small compared to what I have.
22 years.
Yes,
Russia.
compared to 22 years in Russia, yeah.
That's interesting, Pastor. Wow. This person says, sir, what do you say about ministers of God romanticizing with politicians? What is your opinion about Christians going into Nigerian politics the way it is now? Shalom.
I'm going to write a whole book on that. Mm-hmm. It's going to be called Pastor, Face Your Calling.
Okay.
Pastors romancing with politicians. Maybe not romancing, but there must be relationship. If you want the pastor to influence politics and to bring the godly influence to the life of those politicians, how would they bring the godly influence if they don't relate?
Okay.
I don't understand. So you want them to just isolate themselves in the church and just say, okay, we don't even want to see you at all. Then how would they bring improvement? The pastors have content. They have the content of God in them. How would they bring that content of God to influence positively upon politics? But this kind of question, it reflects the masses' opinion in Nigeria.
Yes.
This is the kind of thing ordinary masses talk about. Ordinary masses who, I'm sorry, not to offend anybody, who don't really think deep enough to analyze.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, masses don't think. And I'm sorry that this person has put himself in that category of, asking a question without critically thinking it through. Let's say, okay, pastors. Who are pastors? Servants of God. What about if God sends them to politicians? They shouldn't go. They should say, okay, I don't want them to say I'm romancing. What about even if they are not sent? They are supposed to preach only to poor people. Don't politicians know the truth of God? How would they influence them if they don't relate with them?
Wow.
Or maybe I don't understand the question to the end.
Yeah, exactly. You understand the question. He's saying probably maybe there's a better time they would have been there. He's specific. He said, what do you say about ministers of God romanticizing with politicians? What is your opinion about Christians going into Nigerian politics the way it is now?
The way it is now is bad.
Okay.
And that is when people are supposed to go. You don't go into darkness when light has already been there already, when there's already no more darkness.
Yes.
If you are light, where are you needed most?
In darkness. That's right.
So if the political situation in Nigeria now is darkness, is that not the time that the light is supposed to go there and lighten it up?
Okay.
If we are running away from darkness, then what is our light for? Or we should wait until light comes there first. Then you'll be useless because it's no more darkness. You will not be necessary. Or maybe I don't understand something.
You understand, Pastor.
Because the question but this kind of what I call foolish, silly questions, that is what the whole masses of the country is talking about or among themselves.
Wow.
But this is not for thinking people. It's not for serious people. These are sheep market women kind of talk. These are social media kind of talk. They are not for serious-minded people. They are not for thinkers. They are not for logical people.
Wow. Wow. Interesting. Okay.
Or there are people who have been deprived of their brain through religion. There are people who are just religious. Even they might have PhD or anything DD they might have behind their name, but they are just as dull as the carpenter in the street. Because they have packed their mind and their head in the garage when they were coming to the church in the car park. They have suspended the use of their mind because of religion. Religion has just packaged them and just rubbished their mind. They are not good to anything for anything again. And that's the kind of people who will be asking this kind of question. Not to insult the guy, but I'm just telling you the truth.
So basically, it's not just about the person that asked the question now, but you're trying to address the mentality of the populace, especially in our nation, Nigeria. So this person is saying, does religion matter in the real goal of humanity?
What?
Does religion matter in the real goal of humanity? Is it
Real
necessary?
goal?
Yeah. For humanity, does religion matter?
The religion might have its place, especially for the ruling masses.
Okay.
Something to distract the people so that people don't bother and they don't worry the government too much. Religion might be that thing.
Okay. So, from what
But
perspective?
when it comes to the purpose of the earth,
Okay.
is the religion necessary for the purpose of the earth? I think no.
Okay.
Only personal relationship matters.
With God. Okay. So basically, religion is not necessarily personal relationship with God. It's
Well, I know that Muslims have religion,
okay.
and Buddhists and Hindus and all of them too. Everything is religion. But personal relationship, I think, is a little bit different.
Okay, I understand. I hope if you're the one that asked the question, you got your answer. In the real sense of it to humanity, what is required is personal relationship with God, not religion. Wow, Pastor, that's mind-blowing. And if maybe something needed to distract the masses, then maybe religion can be nothing. Wow. Okay. Taken, noted. This person is saying, why do bad things happen to good people?
That's why I wrote that book about Miles
Miles
Monroe.
Wow.
But that is the one of Miles Monroe. The book about Miles Monroe is addressing more the question of death and tragedy. But why do bad things happen in general? Because bad thing that is happening to good people might be one of the greatest stimulants for progress.
Wow.
That's why it has to happen.
Okay, so bad thing happening is not always to the destructive end. It could be a stimulating factor or a motivating factor for something positive.
Most of the time.
Great. So
Bad things that happen, for example, if you are having a headache right now, that will be regarded by you as bad thing.
okay.
But if not because of that headache, we would not know that there is something more serious, blood flow or something that you needed to attend to
In your body.
in your body. But thank God for that headache. It gives you a signal for you to be able to take care of it and then be able to discover greater things that could lead to worse consequences.
Great, Pastor. Wow. Then this person is saying, a senior colleague lost his son yesterday. The son's wedding date is today. How can I console him?
Get that book quick. If you order Amazon, what do you call it?
On Amazon?
On Amazon.
Place an order. Okay.
Place an order on Miles Monroe.
Why
good people
die early and tragic death.
Okay, if you go and so Sunday Adelaja, Miles Monroe, you see the book. It's on Kindle. It will come that right there to you. That's very hour. You could quickly read it through, and you will have a lot of things to comfort the person with.
Wow.
But when you go to the funeral, don't try to comfort anybody in the process. Just go and don't try to tell and to use words to comfort. Just go and use love. Just go and love on the people and sympathize with them, love on them. Don't try to talk. But be ready so that when it's time to talk, you will know what to talk.
Wow. So go order that book, Why Do Good People Die Early and Tragic Death, by Pastor on Dr. Miles Monroe. Dr. Miles Monroe, actually, Why Good People Die Early and Tragic Death is the name of the book. So you can.
It's on Okada.
It's on Okada and on Amazon. So get a copy of that book
those things
to prepare yourself for the answer. Like Pastor said, just go and be there for the people and touch them and console them through love. Wow. Pastor, please.
But that's a great way to die, though.
Why did he say so?
What did I say?
That is a great way to die.
Mm-hmm.
Why did he say so?
It's tragic. It's a tragic way to die, but it's a great way to die also.
Why?
Because from what I'm understanding, from what I'm reading, the wedding is today.
Yes, he died
and
yesterday.
he died yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
So why is it great?
Because it's a day to his wedding.
Or what benefit is that?
Well,
or what significance, rather?
Because let's say his age is, he died young. That's
Okay.
what it means. Let's say he's 25 years old.
Mm-hmm.
He could have died without that wedding being fixed. Still died yesterday, but no wedding fixed.
Okay.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
But I said it's good that the wedding is fixed for tomorrow and he died today.
Okay. Why did you say it's good?
What about if he had died without the wedding fixed?
Well, there will be less people to mourn. There will be less people it will be affecting. I'm just trying to imagine the fiancé or the lady he was supposed to get married today. Less people will be traumatized.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I think.
All right. You see, when somebody dies, it's the trauma you're talking about doesn't last forever.
Okay.
You know what should last forever? When somebody lives and dies,
Mm-hmm.
there is something that should last about them,
Okay.
but not about everybody.
Okay.
There's something that should remain. The thing that should remain is called memory.
Okay.
If he had died the same day, but without the marriage something, is one thing. Less memory.
Okay.
But with him dying one day, it's a great way. Why? Because he made an announcement of himself.
Wow. Wow.
Nobody will forget anymore as long as they live.
Wow.
And they will not forget him and his memory.
Wow.
But the trauma will go in the next 2 days or 3 days or 1 year later.
Great. Wow. Amazing, Pastor.
Huh? Did you get it?
I got it. I got it.
It's just like Miles Monroe died in an air crash. That's a great way to die. Because it's a grand announcement.
Wow.
It would have been worse if he had just died sleeping in his dream. In his sleep.
Wow.
Because then only church members would have announced it.
Wow.
But because of the air crash, even CNN carried it.
Wow.
I don't know if you get it.
I get it. I get it, Pastor.
But it's not a normal logic for ordinary people.
Actually, not at all.
It's for deep thinkers.
Yes, sir. That's right. This person is saying, Pastor, please, what is your take on your fellow pastor not telling us, their members, the full truth about the economy?
If they are not in the government, or they are not educated in that area, or they are not upgrading themselves, they might not know what to tell you. Maybe they are not informed about it. And, that's why we need to upgrade. We need to pray that our pastors upgrade themselves as well. Okay. And, if they polish themselves, if they upgrade themselves, then they will know what to say. Okay. Or maybe I don't get the question.
Exactly, that's what the person is asking. So this other person is saying, I think we are coming almost to the end of our show. Our time is gone, but I want us to answer one question, and I'm going to address the other one, then we'll be done. This person is saying, can she or whoever, either she or he, communicates her burden to the president, to the Nigerian president?
I don't understand.
Can I communicate my burdens with the president of Nigeria, is the question.
Yeah, write him.
Okay.
Go to the website and see the email and the address and write your burden to him. Or publish it in a newspaper. Okay. Or do a video to him.
Yeah, then this person is asking, Pastor, please, what exact date is it for HMT in April?
In April, the first weekend of April. I don't know exact date now. We have to
Okay, yeah. First weekend of April, if you're the one that asked that question, it's the date for HMT. So you can check the first weekend of April for that date. So we've come to the end of our program today. I believe you were blessed. I don't know about you, but I was blessed. It was actually an awesome time with Pastor. And I believe if you're the one that asked most of these questions, you got your perfect answer. But before we go again, I want to remind you quickly that if you have not been following Pastor on his Facebook live teachings, please endeavor to follow him. Pastor comes online every day twice, 7:30 a.m., 7 p.m. British/Nigerian time, 9:30 a.m., 9 p.m. Ukrainian time, 2:30 a.m., 2 p.m. Eastern Daily Time. So make a date with those times and you will not regret you did. Also, if you're not following Pastor on Facebook, please like his page. The page is Pastor Sunday Adelaja. And if you're also not aware of his blog, please subscribe to that blog. Follow him on his blog. SundayAdelajablog.com is the name of the blog. Also subscribe to Pastor's YouTube page. It is Sunday Adelaja Official. Follow Pastor on his Twitter. It is at pastor_official and his Instagram at Sunday_Adelaja. Make sure you're following Pastor on all his social media platforms and you are not going to regret you did. Remember, the HMT is for the 6th to the 12th of November. And if you are part of those who have a heart for Nigeria or for your nation and you want to join the National Transformation Team, please, I want to beg you to join Pastor on his blog by registering. Go to SundayAdelajablog.com to register for his blog. And immediately after this show, Pastor is going to be continuing his live program, so don't be in a hurry to go. Today is the practical section. Pastor, please, before we go, can you say a word of prayer?
Before I say that, I think they are trying to tell us that for April, it's from the 3rd to the 7th, I think, right?
3rd to the 7th of April. Wow. So if you're the one that asked the question, HMT in April is from the 3rd to the 7th. 3rd to 7th. So keep that.
They could stay longer if they want.
Yeah, you could stay longer if you want, basically. So you could plan your trip so well that after the HMT, you can have more time with Pastor to learn from him and get to see how he works and understand basically how Pastor go about his daily activities. It's going to be a wonderful time. So plan yourself well. But don't forget, the most recent one coming up is for the 6th to the 12th of November. If you cannot make that one, then you can plan for April. Thank you so much for joining us. But before we go, Pastor, have a word of blessing for us.
Father, in Jesus' name, we pray that you will touch everybody that's watching us and you will minister to them by your Spirit in the name of Jesus. Whatever their needs and requirements and what they are trusting you for, we agree with them that you will cause them to have it. You will provide for them, meet their needs, and you will remove their sorrow and wipe their tears and, give them your light and illumination so that they'll be able to go higher, closer to you, and become all you aim them to become here on earth. In Jesus' name, amen.
Amen. Don't forget, every Saturday, same time, Pastor is always here to answer all your questions. Thank you for joining us, and I hope you had a lovely time. Bye for now.